guys, Lucky Star Shi-Roku here, and welcome to my kitchen. This is a little bit different. So basically, why are we in my kitchen? Well, you can probably read by the title and the thumbnail, but I thought it would be nice to, because sometimes I like to change things up every now and then. Like, yes, I do like the gaming videos and other stuff, but sometimes it's just nice to change things up a little every now and then. So I figured for this video, let's just do a simple little cooking video, which I'll probably call like Lucky's Kitchen or Cooking with Lucky or something like that. We'll see what happens. But in this video, I'm just going to prepare a little snack kind of thing. Just a simple bowl of hot dogs. Just a very comfort food. Very simple, very comforting. It's a food that both Brits and Americans can get behind. It's again, it's a pretty national international accepted kind of comfort food anyway. So I thought this would be a nice change of pace. So if you can see behind me here, you can see I've already set things up ahead of time. So I've got everything that we're going to need for this video. So I've got, as you can see here, I've got the hot dogs right here. Frankfurter's original hot dogs. There's like 10 in a pack. I can't remember how much this is. I would have to look at the price or something like that, but if I remember, I will have something on screen right now showing the price. But yeah, no, I don't think it's that expensive, but yeah, I've got like 10 of these. I'm going to be doing all 10 of them just because I'm actually a bit hungry. I've actually been fasting specifically for this video, so I've not eaten anything, just a cup of coffee, and that's also. I've got the Frankfurters here. I've also got a bowl all ready to go, chopping board, condiments, and also knife. Microwave is ready to go. So all that said, I think we're about ready to just start getting ready. Okay, so first of all, the number one golden rule before any kind of food preparation is to wash your hands, which I have already done in advance. I just did that off screen just to basically speed things up. So I have washed my hands, so that means we can just jump straight into the food preparation now. So first of all, what you want to do first is you want to get your hot dogs, and you want to find the little, so if you see there's a little tear-me kind of label here. So you want to find that, and then you want to tear that open. It can be a little tricky at times, but you want to tear it open and then you want to rip that sucker open like so. And then after that, you want to start getting your hot dogs out. So my advice here is, I recommend propping the packet open just so you can get them out. As you might want the juice as well, which I do. So what you want to do here is, you want to get your hot dogs here. And my advice here, personally, is to cut them up 2 at a time like this. So you see, get them 2 at a time. They kind of stick together, so that helps anyway. But so get your hot dogs 2 at a time and just cut them into tiny little pieces like that. And that's what I recommend. You don't have to, but I've found through experience of just my own sessions and stuff, I found that this just generally speeds up the process significantly. So don't just go 1 at a time, cut them 2 at a time, and then just put them into a bowl. I think the bowl is a little off screen. You might be able to see it a little bit, but there is a bowl right here. And that's basically what I do. So you want to get all your hot dogs. So again, then get another couple of hot dogs. Again, you can use them all if you want, or you can use a few or so. But that's my best advice. Just get your hot dogs and then cut them 2 at a time. And that significantly significantly speeds up the process, because obviously if you're cutting them one at a time, then obviously that means things take a little bit longer. So just cutting them a couple at a time definitely helps. Like, if you're feeling particularly adventurous, you can maybe try 4, but 2 is my recommended pretty much. So once again, get the next little hot dog, and basically at this point it's just rinse and repeat pretty much. So again, get the hot dogs, line them up, and then just cut them into little tiny pieces, 2 at a time. It's very, very simple, you know. I mean, again, this is a very simple snack or dish in general. So it's nothing, you know, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated. But just keep cutting them into tiny pieces, 2 at a time, and then keep putting them in the bowl. Again, here there's only a couple left after this, so we are almost done. So again, just 2 at a time, cut them into tiny pieces like so. This is my second attempt at this, by the way, because the first attempt you couldn't really see much. So hopefully this camera angle is a little better than the previous one. Again, probably have a text event at the start of this just in case I forgot to say it, because it is somewhat significant. But yeah, just 2 more lots of hot dogs right here. Again, just put them on your cotton board and then just line them up. It helps the fact that they're sticky as well, they stick to each other, which again significantly helps out as well. But again, just cut them up 2 at a time. I mean, again, like I said, you can go with 1 at a time, but it goes a lot slower, and 2 at a time makes things a lot more efficient, a lot quicker, you know? So yeah, I definitely, again, you don't have to, but cutting them 2 at a time is my personal recommendation. Now that we've cut all of the hot dogs, now here's an additional step that you can do. So basically, if you want, you can actually add the juices from the packet if there's any left, which there is a little bit left. Now you don't have to do it, but these particular hot dogs are smoked, so obviously you can pour the juices in, which obviously adds a little bit more flavour and a bit more of a, you know, better taste profile. Again, this step is completely optional. It's entirely up to you whether you want to do it or not. Okay, now that we've cut up our hot dogs and add the juices, this is how everything is looking now. Again, just pretty simple. So the next step now is obviously you're going to want to put them in the microwave at this point now. Now that we've cut our hot dogs up and add the juices, the next step is to put them in the microwave. Now, again, you can use you can do anything with these really. So you can use the microwave, you can put them in a saucepan on the hob or whatever, but I prefer to use the microwave because I don't particularly trust the oven. You know, I tend to use air fryer and microwave anyway, so again, it's entirely up to you. So anyway, put them in the microwave, and then I usually put them in for about 3 minutes. That usually does the trick. And then we basically just wait 3 minutes. So at this point, while you're waiting, this is a good chance for you to gather any sauces or seasonings or anything that you want to add. It's entirely up to you. I mean, again, you can get quite creative when it comes to like stuff like that. So again, if you want to add any cheese or ketchup or mustard, it's entirely up to you. But this is a good time to do so while you're waiting. Yes, and also my microwave also doubles as a mirror. Hi! Now, another thing that you might have noticed is if I open this up briefly, now, the hot dogs, as you can see, they are starting to inflate a little bit, which is normal. Don't worry, that is normal of the whole cooking process, so they will inflate. And they might look like that they're going to blow up. Luckily, they're not in there long enough to actually blow up, but if you're worried about that, you can just prick them with a fork just so the steam can escape a bit easier. Entirely up to you, but luckily, they're not actually in there long enough to actually blow up, fortunately. And if you listen, they are kind of like sizzling or hissing, if you listen very closely. That was a bit of a hiss there, but yeah. Luckily, they're not actually in there long enough to where blowing up is actually an issue. Again, if they open the lid up again, you can see they're definitely like inflating. They're definitely like starting to like inflate a bit, and ooh, they actually smell pretty good too. But yeah. So if you're worried about them blowing up, don't worry, as they're not in there long enough. If you are worried, again, you can just prick them with a fork a few times just to help the air escape a bit more evenly, but it's not that big of a deal. So anyway, now we just wait for the remaining time, and eventually, there we go. So now we can actually take our hot dogs out and have a little look at them. Okay, first you might want to get something so you don't burn your hands, because obviously they have been in the microwave, so that means they will be a little bit hot. So get your oven glove or tea towel, and that is how they are looking currently. So as you can see, they're definitely inflated a bit. Again, you can prick them with a fork to help the steam get out a bit easier if you are worried about them blowing up, but other than that, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Next step, this is where you can get a little bit more creative. Now, the beauty of cooking or preparing food in general is you can really go all out and be as creative or as classic as you want. So I myself am going to go with just a classic mustard and ketchup. The reason I got two is because this one is starting to run out a little bit, so I got this one just in case it runs out. I've already opened it in advance, so I got a couple just in case they do run out. Now, again, you can go as classic. I'm going classic myself, which you can as well if you want. But you can get creative here, so you can use ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, ranch. Ranch isn't typically really a thing here in the UK, in supermarkets and stuff, but you can still find it if you look hard enough and know where to look. But again, you can get creative. You can use a combination of seasonings or sauce you want. You can, maybe grate a bit of cheese and then put that on, put it in the microwave and let that melt in for a few and a bit longer. But you can really be as creative here as you want. So again, I'm going to go with just something a bit more classic, a bit more classy. So a good old bit of red sauce. So again, now's your chance to basically shake up the sauces and hopefully not whack myself in the head in the process. No, that's not happened at all. No. Yeah, joking aside, that is actually something that's happened to me before. So yeah, don't do what I did. That kind of hurt. But anyway, now that the sauces are thoroughly shaken up, now we just open the cap. Ah, Jesus. Yeah, sometimes they will be a little bit watery, so be careful of that. But still really watery for some reason. What the hell? But yeah, just a bit of that. Yeah, it's a little bit watery. I don't know why. It's very weird. And then a little bit of mustard, American mustard, Frenchies, and then just a bit of that to get that good old classic American look. I mean, again, this is something that both Brits and Americans love equally, and I think even the rest of the world likes hot dogs like this too as well. But yeah, that is how it's looking after all that. So again, very classy, very American, but at the same time, it's something that everyone can enjoy. Now, next, let's move on to the taste test. I've managed to clear up that little mishap with the ketchup. No idea why it was so watery. That happens sometimes, but yeah, here we are with the finished actual product. As you can see, that's how it's looking. Again, very, very classic. You know, we've got the classic hot dogs with mustard and ketchup. Again, it's a staple. It's like a classic comfort staple in both Britain and America. You know, anywhere you go, you can expect to see this. Like, so again, in America, like maybe like not so much in a bowl like this, like in a bun, like classic hot dog. So again, you can maybe expect to see it like in like a baseball game, or maybe like at carnivals or theme parks and stuff like that. You can expect to see it, but again, very, very classic. Now you can also add extra like stuff like salt if you want, which I think I will. Other than that, it's very classic. It's what you'd expect, and yeah, let's just dig in. So again, very, very classic. Again, it's a classic look with the classic seasonings and stuff. So it's about what you'd expect. And again, it is very good. I think adding the juices from the packet also help, like add it, you know, give it an extra like smoky taste profile, which is definitely nice. But yeah, again, it's a very classic comfort food. It's a very classic, very relaxing. It's something you can just do on your own, like if you just want to relax or watch like some TV or whatever. You know, it's a good thing for that, or YouTube or whatever. But again, if you were watching along and following along, if you enjoyed this, then you know, subscribe if you want, if you're new and all that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on all this. Like, did you enjoy watching this? Do you want to see more? Any other questions that you have or whatever? Anything you want to say on the matter? Again, anything like that, make sure you put down in the comments. I'd be happy to read whatever you have to say, and any questions you may have or whatever. And again, if you've got any suggestions, again, I'm not really a cook, I'm not really a gourmet, but there may be simple little dishes I can do for another episode of this. But again, that's where I'm going to leave this video for now. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Until then, have a good day, you guys.